Today I'm building Warhammer 40k armies in LEGO with all different types of Space Marines and Imperium forces. This is the first of many LEGO Warhammer videos on this channel where I plan to build many custom characters, vehicles, mocks, large landscapes, all sorts of stuff from the Warhammer 40k universe. So without further ado, let's dive in. The Warhammer 40k universe is a grim, gothic science fiction setting where humanity teeters on the brink of extinction in the 41st millennium. It is a galaxy ruled by superstition, war, and decay. A place where technology has become religion and reason has been long forgotten. At its heart lies the Imperium of Man, a vast totalitarian empire spanning millions of worlds. It is a universe filled without hope or peace, only endless war. I've been obsessed with Warhammer 40k lately, and one of the aspects I've been all into is the Space Marines. Space Marines are the iconic superhuman warriors from Warhammer 40k, and they're genetically enhanced soldiers created to defend humanity and serve the Emperor of mankind. Each Space Marine is taken as a child and transformed through genetic modification, surgery, and brutal training into a near immortal warrior with incredible strength, speed, and resilience. Clad in power armor and armed with devastating weapons like the Bolter, they fight humanity's countless enemies across the galaxy. They are organized into thousands of chapters, each with its own culture, colors, and traditions. So that's where I want to start building our army today, is the Space Marines. Now, the first Space Marine Legion I want to build is the Ultramarines. The Ultramarines are one of the most famous and influential Space Marine chapters in Warhammer 40k. They are often seen as the model of what a Space Marine should be: noble, efficient, and loyal to the Imperium. Many other chapters trace their lineage to them or follow their example. Obviously, LEGO does not make any Warhammer figures or sets, and probably never will. So I got a ton of these custom Space Marine figures to start off my journey into this LEGO Warhammer 40k series. Even though these aren't official LEGO, they are incredibly detailed and for the most part are really decent quality, as you get full leg and arm printing for each Space Marine here, as well as a belt, boots, armor on the arms and chest, and a dope custom helmet and head print with extra armor and the jetpack on the back. I have to say that the Ultramarines are probably my favorite legion with their sick blue and gold color scheme. Let me know down below which Space Marine chapter is your favorite. Part of the reason I love these guys is they play a major role in all the Space Marine games, which have been a lot of fun. Since I plan on doing a lot of future mocks with these Space Marines, I'm actually going to be building some brick-built armor for them for these Ultramarines, so I made sure and got a total of 10 of them for the army. Seeing these guys in army form is just so cool, and I can't wait to use these Space Marines in future projects. Now, our next Space Marine Legion for the army will be the Imperial Fist. The Imperial Fist are one of the original Space Marine legions in Warhammer, known for their unyielding discipline, loyalty, and mastery of siege warfare. Clad in bright yellow armor, the Imperial Fist are relentless in defense and brutal in attack, embodying duty, endurance, and sacrifice. My favorite color is yellow, so I think these guys look absolutely dope, and I love the Imperial Fist logos on their shoulders, and the added green eyes are just sick as well. Now, the next Space Marine Legion is the Space Wolves, which is probably Dave Filoni's favorite chapter in Warhammer if he probably had one, because they literally ride massive wolves in the battle. I mean, like, come on, that's pretty epic. And some actually turn into freaking werewolves, which is pretty insane. The Space Wolves are inspired by Norse warrior culture and are savage hunters who fight with primal fury and deep loyalty to humanity. They prefer close combat, charging into battle with blades, claws, and bolters, often howling war cries that strike fear into the enemy. I love the sand blue armor with red and yellow color scheme. It just really looks aesthetically pleasing, and the wolf logo and claw marks on each side of the shoulder armor is just epic. Can't wait to actually brick build these guys and put them on some massive wolves charging in the battle. The Dark Angels are up next. The Dark Angels are one of the oldest and most secretive Space Marine chapters in Warhammer 40k. They are proud, secretive warriors, haunted by betrayal, driven by redemption, and relentless in their pursuit of the fallen. They fight in dark green power armor and specialize in both tactical warfare and shock assaults. I really like the dark green's color scheme on these figures, and the fact that they're based off of like knights and medieval lore, as they bring swords and shields in the battle. Just really puts these guys up there. The White Scars are the next legion we'll be building today. They are masters of lightning warfare, striking swiftly with bike-mounted assaults, hit-and-run tactics, and precision raids before the enemy can even react. The White Scars are the Imperium's Storm Raiders, swift, fearless warriors who strike like the lightning and vanish before the enemy can even strike back. Being a massive Star Wars fan, I'm of course a big fan of these guys because they're mostly in white armor, akin to clone and stormtroopers. Plus the fact these guys are vehicle specialists and ride motorbikes in the battle is pretty epic. Now it's time for the Iron Hand chapter. They believe flesh is weakness and strive to replace it and strengthen it with the purity of machine and metal. They see emotion as flaw and augment their bodies with cybernetics to become more efficient and unfeeling warriors. They excel in mechanized warfare, fielding powerful vehicles and heavy weapons, even advanced technology. The figure here is mostly black with different white markings going across the armor. I would have loved to seen like some added like custom arms or cybernetics. Maybe that's something we can add in the full brick built figure in the future, but this is really cool overall. You can't go wrong with the armor clad in black. Now it's time for the red armor clad chapter of the Blood Angels. They are renowned for their grace, artistry, and material excellence, often described as angelic warriors both in form and spirit. However, beneath their beauty lies a terrible curse, the Red Thirst. Genetic flaws that drive them into uncontrollable bloodlust. These flaws make them both tragic and terrifying in battle. They favor aerial assaults, close combat, and swift, decisive strikes, often descending from the skies like avenging angels. I have two different versions of this figure, one in red, which I think is an older model, and another one in dark red, which has the newer armor scheme they do for these custom figures. They're both pretty epic, and you can't go wrong with a mostly red armor color scheme. It's both menacing and cool looking at the same time. Now the next figure and legion we're going to be going over is the Black Templars. They are known for rejecting the Codex Astartes and the restrictions on their chapter size, and instead maintain a vast number of warriors organized into numerous crusades that roam the galaxy. Clad in black and white armor, wielding chainswords, power swords, and bolters with fiery intensity. They are famous for charging headlong into battle, often overwhelming foes with their sheer numbers and brutal close combat. Driven by fanatical desire to purge the enemies of humanity, the Black Templars see themselves as eternal crusaders in the Emperor's holy war. And here is all these Space Marine figures together, and I have to say, they look so cool with all the respective colors. The Emperor's enemies stand no chance against these guys. But we are not done yet with the army building. The Imperium has more than just Space Marines to fight. They also have the Imperial Guard. These are just ordinary soldiers drawn from every homeworld of the Imperium, who fight to defend humanity against the horrors of the galaxy. Unlike superhuman Space Marines, the Imperial Guard relies on discipline, courage, and sheer numbers. They wage war with massive infantry regiments and armored tanks. Again, these are custom figures, but they are extremely detailed and really fantastic, coming with a wide array of backpacks and weapons, and arm printing, leg printing, and all the above. Just really A+ quality here. Of course, the plastic is not as great as Lego, but these guys really are great for any future mocks we have for Warhammer. And there it is, my complete Imperium army so far, with every Space Marine chapter and the Imperial Guard. Guys, thank you so much for watching this Lego Warhammer video. If you like this, make sure to subscribe because there's a lot coming in the future.